Assalamualaikum. Kembali lagi kita ke segmen personality di Radio Melayu Perth. Tadi kita ada sedikit rehearsal ya. Sekarang kita dah kembali. Sedikit kesukaran teknikal tadi. Okey. Jadi saya mulakan kembali. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat malam kepada para penonton dan pendengar Radio Melayu Perth. Pada malam ini, anda akan ditemani oleh saya, Vijay Mira dalam segmen terbaru RMP iaitu Personality bersama dengan tetamu saya. Jadi, saya ingin berbual sedikit tentang segmen personality ini yang merupakan satu segmen di mana saya akan menemu bual tetamu-tetamu dari pelbagai industri dan kepakaran untuk mendalami kehidupan dan perjalanan mereka di alaf baru ini. Seperti yang kita tahu ada banyak kesukaran baru dan challenge baru yang dihadapi oleh orang yang baru mau masuk industri sekarang. Jadi tanpa membuang masa, saya ingin memberi sedikit info latar belakang tentang tetamu kita pada malam ini. Jadi, beliau telah mendaftar untuk meneruskan pelajarannya pada peringkat Masters dalam bidang Environmental Sciences. Jadi, sains alam sekitar ya. Pada tahun 2020, dah 2 tahun berlalu. Beliau telah menjadi seorang pakar penyelam scuba selama 13 tahun lamanya. Itu lebih daripada separuh hidup saya. Dan bersama dengan rakan-rakan di Singapura, mereka telah menebuhkan sebuah inisiatif bernama Scuba Cuts. Jadi bagi menambahkan peluang dan pengetahuan kepada masyarakat tentang hobi yang sangat menyeronokkan ini. Jadi selain memberi pengetahuan dan peluang kepada orang, tujuan utama mereka juga adalah untuk memberi peluang kepada wanita Muslim dan juga bagi mendekatkan mereka kepada masyarakat, dengan ciptaan Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala yang begitu indah di bahagian dunia yang kita kurang mengkaji, iaitu di bawah laut. Kalau anda seperti saya cuma ke pantai ajalah. Saya tak selalu ke bawah, cuma di atas je, terapung. Jadi insyaAllah saya sangat teruja untuk memperkenalkan tetamu istimewa kita iaitu Nur Adibah Abdul Majid. Boleh lambai sikit ke kamera?
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Jadi apa khabar Kak Adibah hari ni, sihat?
Baik, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Hari ni buat apa je?
Buat apa je, buat research lagi, belum habis-habis walaupun dah graduate.
Okay, jadi dah graduate tapi masih harus habiskan ya?
Ya, so maaf bahasa Melayu saya.
Tak apa, kita faham.
But so my research macam ada lebih lagi nak kena buat daripada what I've presented in my thesis.
Okay.
Pasal my research is going into a PhD student punya research juga. Jadi I have to provide her with all the data semua. Jadi lepas graduate pun kena kerja juga.
Jadi agak-agak bila boleh habis tu?
InsyaAllah soon.
Tak habis-habis nampaknya. Okay. Jadi malam ini kita nak bersembang pasal macam mana perjalanan Kak Adibah di Perth ini, belajar di sini, kerja di sini, mengkaji di sini, mengkajilah kot namanya dalam bahasa Melayu, research. Jadi soalan pertama yang Vijay Mira ada ialah macam mana Kak Adibah boleh berminat dengan industri ni? Macam mana boleh minat dengan laut, menyelam?
Actually bermula dengan kakak saya.
Okay.
Kakak saya dulu was very active lah in scuba diving before she was married and had kids. Jadi it gave me and my brother, saya dengan abang saya juga macam interested. Jadi mak bapak saya pun okay lah hantar orang pergi course. So from there macam I loved it the first time I went and I just kept going from the basic certification all the way up to now I'm trying to get my dive master.
Okay.
Yeah, and hopefully in the future nanti boleh jadi instructor lah.
Boleh kata is it quite popular di Singapore nak ambil certificate untuk penyelam scuba ni?
It's popular I would say, tapi dalam masyarakat Melayu, dalam masyarakat Muslim maybe not so much. I think adalah the uncomfort, probably they don't feel comfortable with who they learning with maybe, tak ada kawan, that kind of thing.
Betul. Vijay Mira rasa lah kalau dalam keadaan wanita Muslim untuk masuk scuba diving ni mungkin yang mereka kurang selesa mungkin ada instructor ataupun kan kalau kita nak buat course penyelam scuba ni kita kena ada diving buddy, betul kan?
Betul.
Jadi macam mana-mana pun kita kena ada pasangan yang kena stay dengan kita daripada awal sampai akhir, betul tak?
Betul.
Kalau kita tak ngam macam mana?
So memang nak kena ada orang yang you're comfortable with. And you have to interact and also hold and touch that person. So
betul.
kalau tak ada mahram, of course it's a bit difficult. So that's why we started Scuba Cats to allow the opportunity for Muslimah to learn with other Muslimahs as well.
Betul. Saya rasa macam kalau di Australia, lagi-lagi di Perth ni macam ada market rasanya. Ada ramai wanita Muslimah yang sebenarnya memang kita duduk di Perth, jadi itu something yang sangat possible sebagai hobi kan. Hari-hari boleh keluar pergi pantai, swimming dan lihat semua haiwan di bawah laut tu.
I think that's one of the things I struggle with juga pasal bila I nak keluar pergi diving, I don't really have many Muslimah friends to know. And kalau I pergi diving pun I go for like the club dives for the different clubs in Perth. And saya seorang aja lah Muslimah.
Yang boleh cakap Melayu pun biasa seorang je. Betul. Jadi biasa ngam tak dengan the club divers?
I mean there are actually a lot of elderly folk as well, like the seniors who are diving, and they're very nice, the older ladies. I actually had one experience, this older lady on the boat, I nak masuk the cabin lah, nak ambil tudung saya, nak tukar kan. Jadi she was like, are you going to get your scarf? Do you need to change? And he's like, okay, I'll cover the door for you. And I was so shocked because
so nice.
A local lady would say that to me. Like I felt so touched that she was so considerate.
I mean something about Perth is like the community is really nice. They're really understanding and they're learning more and more how to macam mana nak accommodate, macam mana kita nak macam mana hidup dengan harmoni dengan orang-orang baru yang mungkin tak selalu diorang lihat masa diorang membesar dekat sini kan. And also dekat sini mungkin something yang very interesting is that the older community is still very active.
Correct. I'm so surprised.
So macam mana pun you'll see older people all the time. You see all the generations lah sebenarnya kan.
And they probably have the most amount of time to spend on recreation.
Betul, time and money. Okay, jadi macam mana Kak Adibah boleh terfikir untuk menyambung pelajaran di UWA sendiri, ataupun did you apply to different locations?
Tak,
macam mana tu?
So Australia was my pick pasal it's one of the countries yang termuka untuk like my industry which I was working in. So dah 5 tahun saya kerja kat Singapore sebagai environmental consultant. Then dah 5 tahun bekerja, like you feel stuck and you're not learning anything new. Jadi I nak belajar pun within my company, diorang tak hantar for like skills training or anything. Jadi I thought might as well go out on my own, get my masters. And Australia was the first destination I picked lah, because it's one of the leading countries in terms of environmental management and all that. So Perth in particular, pasal I ada keluarga kat sini, jadi senang lah nak hidup. And I've been here like every year, every 2 years for the past 10 years to visit them. Jadi I'm used to the surroundings also.
I see, macam tu ceritanya.
I did apply for UWA dengan mana ni? Murdoch. Tapi I know Singaporean thinking kan UWA is one of the top few, jadi
I think that's the Asian thinking. Orang Asia semua fikir macam tu. Jadi ada apa-apa macam kesukaran tak yang dihadapi dalam nak menjalani industri environmental sciences ni, macam something yang kurang diketahui oleh the Asian folk ataupun orang-orang di rumah kan? Macam mana tu? Was it just natural untuk your family?
For me, I think my parents macam they were skeptical. Like that they want me to go into like medicine and kind of thing, the typical thing. But I think my goal in life macam I nak buat kerja yang will have impact even after I'm gone, that kind of thing. As long even if it's not a doctor, if I mentally or I don't have the capacity to learn or to study medicine, at least I can do something. Jadi environment was the next thing. And so I chose to do it. environment even in my bachelor kat Singapore, and I found that I was very interested in especially the marine side. So yeah, I wanted to learn more on that. And in UWA, they actually have a specialization, so environmental science, and you specialize in marine and coastal, macam the environment itself.
Because they have a lot of research.
A lot of research. So UWA has its own Oceans Institute that does so much research on marine and coastal environments.
Sebenarnya dalam banyak-banyak bangunan dekat UWA, kalau tengok bangunan Oceans Institute tu memang paling mewah kot.
Mewah kan?
Rasanya antara yang paling mewah. Jadi kalau tak tahu memang banyak duit lah di situ ya.
A lot of money going to research.
You can tell bila tengok bangunan tu tahu industri mana yang banyak duit sebenarnya. Macam tu kot kalau nak pilih nak belajar apa.
Maybe. But memang very interesting like to go out on the field. That's my favorite thing. I tak suka duduk kat office. So doing field work is my favorite thing, going out. But I think that was the biggest thing bila I datang sini nak belajar. Within the first few months dah kena lockdown.
Betul.
I think the first full year was under like lockdown on and off, and COVID restriction. Jadi banyak field work or field studies were cancelled, which was very sad.
Sebenarnya VJ Mira pun start university tahun 2020. Jadi I only got like 2-3 months of like face to face and then lockdown.
Right. It's so disappointing kan.
Memang susah nak belajar online, the video and everything, and also like macam tak ada resources nak buat projek, nak buat eksperimen, semua tak boleh. Nak bekerja dengan orang pun
exactly so group work, oh my goodness.
So diorang tak pandai berbual online.
And then you want to chase people juga kalau diorang tak show up, oh my goodness.
Senang je kan, kita tak payah buka lah notification. Orang tak tahu kita buat apa.
Betul juga.
Jadi Kak Adipa boleh cerita tak macam mana perjalanan belajar masters dekat UWA tu? Dalam hari-hari, what is your daily work? Hari-hari buat apa? Macam mana rupanya mengkaji dalam bidang masters ni?
Bidang masters. I think dalam bidang masters, you're expected to study a lot on your own. Jadi kebanyakan the lecturers, diorang kasih videos for you to watch. Kadang-kala je like once or twice a week they will have like face-to-face consultation. So most of the time korang kena belajar sendirilah. Find discipline yourself to find the time to watch the videos, the lectures. Pasal every other week diorang akan kasih assessment or assignment which are graded, to your final.
I see.
So walaupun tak ada exam, there's assignments every other week, that kind of thing. So it keeps you moving throughout your master's program. You are not resting at all unless it's the holidays. And within the last 2 years, I did my research. So I started my research proposal semua. And it was...
Jadi untuk research proposal tu memang kena pilih topik sendiri atau diberi topik?
Kena pilih topik sendiri, cari supervisor sendiri.
Okay.
And
susah tu kalau tersalah pilih.
Tersalah pilih tu lah. So I emailed a few lecturers and they passed me around because I told them macam I was interested in either coral or seagrass studies, anything to do with marine. So they passed me around and I found my supervisor and got to study on seagrasses here in Shark Bay.
Okay, jadi cuba kita bersembang pasal seagrass sikit ya. Jadi seagrass ni bahasa Melayu dia rumput laut, bukan rumput laut, rumput laut.
Rumput laut, direct translation.
Translation.
Tapi I tried to Google rumput laut, kebanyakan keluar pasal seaweed
yang makan tu.
Makan lah. Like kasihan seaweed for your body when you eat it, but nothing to do with conservation or what is rumput laut and its importance to the environment. That kind of thing.
Cuba kita tengok satu gambar rumput laut. Kejap kita naikkan rumput laut. Oh, banyak soalan ya, banyak soalan yang dapat daripada daripada penonton. Nanti kita akan buat sesi jawab soalan. Jadi macam cuba cerita sikit apa yang sedang berlaku dalam gambar ni.
So ni inisiatif dari Ozfish Australia. So dorang dengan UWA ada inisiatif untuk rehabilitate Coban Sound.
Okay, Coban Sound.
So in order to do so, they got volunteers like us to collect these seeds of this species of seagrass called Posidonia australis. And we collect it by hand. As you can see, macam kita use this net that just floats, and then we pick the seeds with our hand, and the seeds just float up into the net.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jadi berapa kilo kena dapat setiap hari?
Not bad. I mean, the total over 1 month kita dapat 1 million seeds. Million fruit, sorry.
Million fruit seeds. Jadi ada dua lah namanya. Jadi seed tu kita buat apa dengan dia?
So the fruit that we pick, dalamnya ada the seed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they will put in this like tank and let the seed will pop out naturally. Okay. And then they will collect the seeds, and then they will macam disperse it in the area in Coban Sound that is macam degraded lah.
Okay, so dia tak bawa balik lah sebenarnya, or will you take it back to the lab?
Oh no. Okay. So we do it close by to where we collect it, in the boat harbour near Woodman Point. And yeah, there were a lot of volunteers this year compared to last year. So I volunteered both last year and this year. And there's growing interest lah.
Jadi macam pekebun bawah laut lah.
Pekebun.
At least tak ada matahari .
So kalau you nak tengok seagrass, kat Woodman Point is like a huge meadows of seagrass of this particular species. If you're not used, I mean, in tropical water, we're mostly used to seeing corals.
Yeah.
Tapi here along the Western Australian coast, there's quite a lot of seagrass actually.
Yeah, more seagrass than coral, then you would say. Okay. Faham. Okay. Jadi dah lama juga kan, 2 tahun dekat sini. Apa cabaran yang paling besar yang Kak Adibah menghadapi sepanjang berada di Perth? Cabaran?
Yeah. Not really anything much actually.
Oh, really?
I find it pretty easy to live here, yeah.
So easy to study, easy to work, easy to live. Okay.
Yeah. I think cabaran paling besar is makanan.
Oh, kenapa tu?
Pasal kat Singapore, you can go down and you can just get whatever food you want nearby. Tapi sini, you nak ambil Deliveroo ke apa pun, jauh sangat. I think the only place you can get the most food is Big Park.
Nice.
Right? And that's too far from my house. So they don't deliver.
Jadi makanan apa yang Kak Adibah selalu cari tu?
Oh, makanan apa? Japanese, Korean. I miss all this kind of food. Makanan Melayu juga. I think the only one near my place is di Angkasa.
Okay. Yeah. Dekat mana? Bahagian north
Tak, south.
Okay, di Angkasa. I see. Okay, shout out di Angkasa.
Shout out.
To kerana memberi Kak Adibah makan makanan Melayu. Okay. Cuba kita cerita sikit pasal skor bakat ni. Jadi mungkin susah kot kan, sebab Kak Adibah di sini, skor bakat di sana. Correct. Tapi macam mana pengalaman untuk nak jadi founder skor bakat ni?
So I'm very close with my instructor dulu for my my dive master training. And he came up with the idea juga lah with me and asked me whether I wanted to, start this initiative. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I felt that uncomfort when I go out diving juga, and I want to give the opportunity to others. So saya dengan kawan-kawan saya Melayu juga, we thought, just start out even small, bring in some friends to, take the certification. So other few Muslimah who have come on board. There's my cousins.
So ni ada gambar one of the bahagian nak dapat certification tu kena buat swimming pool punya.
Pool certification. So in scuba diving, if you want to know more lah, you start off with your open water certification. That one you do pool dive, and then you go, once you learn all your skills in the pool, and it's in a confined space, jadi you feel safe kan. So you do that in the pool, then after that, only after your skills are up to standard, then you go to the open water with the instructor. And then you do all the same skills again, maybe look around a bit, then you get your certification. There is a written test juga lah.
Oh, ada written test, ingat kan practical je.
Ada written test, you know, escape.
Ya, kan boleh lepas. Cuba kita tengok komen-komen daripada penonton. Kita ada beberapa komen di sini. Jadi kita ada daripada Saruji Aziz, dia kata good rare topic. Ya. Jarang kan orang berbual pasal topik ni, and also environmental sciences, industrinya juga tak berapa terkenal lah di kalangan masyarakat kita sebenarnya kan. Kita ada daripada Faizal Nik, dia tanya berapa bajet kena ada untuk pergi diving ni?
Betul juga. Scuba diving actually quite expensive lah, I would say.
Jadi kita mungkin cost dia berapa, and then peralatan dia.
So cost dia sendiri, I think for the starting is about, depending where you are, tapi sini I think is about $500 or so. Kat Singapore can go up to 600 pasal within Singapore itself depend you nak dive kat Singapore itself atau you nak dive kat Malaysia.
International pun boleh kan?
Tak, usually they will bring you to macam Tioman, Tioman Island in Malaysia because it's nicer lah, the coral there. Kat Singapore tak nampak apa-apa lah.
Okay.
Walaupun ada, but it's very, the visibility is very bad lah.
Okay. Jadi Faizal ni dia cakap dia nak diving sambil tangkap ketam. Boleh ke?
Ketam tak tahu, tapi like sini Western Rock Lobster you can, kalau you ada the license.
Like sebenarnya so Western Rock Lobster tu macam lebih dalam kan air dia tak boleh pick up macam ketam je kan.
Ketam you go to the near shore pun boleh dapat.
Betul. Ketam tak payah menyelam pun tak apa. Okay, kita ada soalan yang panjang sikit ni daripada Cik Azizah. Environmental management is very important at the moment, but Asian countries are still behind. How are you planning to spread awareness in this industry to mainly Asian countries? Jadi macam mana nak meningkatkan kesedaran tu?
Kesedaran. I think kesedaran memang is already up and coming now. Macam kat Singapore juga, when I first started in the industry, tak berapa, it's not that solid lah. I mean, it wasn't that required by the government.
Betul.
Yeah, so a lot of macam nature groups and all that are more active now, especially dengan social media semua. So a lot of people have more voice to say something and make comments which can affect the
Susah
government.
nak lari
Susah nak lari, exactly. So for me itself, I will also spread the word through my own social media accounts about the importance of the environment, what it means to conserve the environment, not just for us, for the future. And things like climate change also, like effects you can see even now. It's not even in the future. You can see effects of climate change now with the flooding in Malaysia. Singapore pun sama, banyak flooding and sea level rise. So I think you just need to open people's eyes that these are effects of our actions.
Also mungkin kita kena tukar stigma yang ada terhadap sains alam sekitar tu kan. Biasanya macam a lot of parents lah, they wouldn't get excited about the topic of environmental sciences. Dia macam kalau medicine okay kot. Tapi sebenarnya industri ni lah yang sangat penting sekarang, yang diperlukan oleh environment, yang diperlukan oleh government, sebab memang government sekarang tak boleh lari kot sekarang masyarakat dia lebih proaktif dalam mencari kesalahan-kesalahan company dan menyebarkan kepada masyarakat. Jadi memang government perlukan pakar-pakar untuk advise mereka bagaimana caranya untuk kehadapan, untuk menyelamatkan environment, untuk make sure bisnes yang mereka sedang lakukan tu tidak mencemari environment sendiri, alam sekitar.
So sustainability is a big thing also now.
Sustainability, apa yang bahasa Melayu?
Sustainability, tak tahu pula.
Kita ada kat sini Saruji Aziz, dia cakap we are more reactive action than proactive initiatives. Betul, kita tengok dah ada flooding, baru kita nak fikir macam mana nak stop flooding. Kita tengok ada kalau kat Australia mungkin oil spill ada a few times oil spill. Lepas tu baru nak fikir macam mana nak buat overfishing, things like that. Tapi dekat Perth they have a lot of initiatives.
I think that's the advantage that we have as macam kalau we look at developing nations, we can learn from the developed nations that they've done all this wrong already. So we shouldn't make the same mistakes, and we should find new and innovative ways of progressing without harming the environment.
Betul. Kena berfikir sebelum bertapak betul. Kena berfikir sebelum Satu lagi komen, kita ada government sekarang kena ada more reactive actions than proactive initiatives. Betul. Jadi kita kena selalu advise government, kena fikir panjang-panjang dulu apa akan jadi, macam tu lah. Tapi it's not as easy as it seems kan?
Because depending on their priorities kan.
Ekonomi macam mana tu. Jadi tu je komen-komen yang kita ada. Okay, jadi kita kembali kepada kita tengok gambar sedikit. Kita ada a few more pictures. Okay, jadi yang ini dekat mana ni? Cuba cerita.
Ni dekat mana?
Jadi okay, kita nampak shipwreck. Shipwreck ni kat mana?
I rasa kat Maldives kot.
Maldives ya?
Yeah, I think it was in Maldives.
Jadi kalau kat Maldives, you cari group dekat situ and then pergi diving dengan diorang ke macam mana?
So ni dengan my kawan-kawan, my whole group lah in Singapore. Me and my friends, my instructor punya company juga, and their friends. So we all one group dari Singapore pergi Maldives together.
Okay.
And this is my favorite part about diving is the what we call the liveaboard.
Apa tu?
So you basically live on a boat or a yacht for a week, and every day you dive 2-3 dives or even 4 dives a day.
Okay. Jadi boat apa yang Kak Adiba bersama kawan-kawan naik masa tu?
Quite a big yacht actually.
A yacht, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we each got a room, 2-person room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then got different decks.
Very fancy. Mahal
Not
ya?
cheap.
Not cheap.
Not cheap.
Oh yeah, mesti mahal.
2 years savings.
Wow.
Trip. Yeah.
2 years saving for 6 nights.
Yeah, but it was worth it. I saw manta rays, whale
Okay.
shark, nurse sharks. I think I sent you a video, tapi tak tahu ada tak.
Jadi macam kita boleh tengok gambar tadi tu, sebenarnya tak susah gambar tadi.
Mana?
Agak. Jadi sebenarnya tak susah untuk kita nak menjaga aurat sebenarnya kan di bawah. Sebab scuba diving punya attire ni memang
tutup
biasa
aurat.
memang tutup dan memang gelap kan. Dan juga biasa dia memang akan ada hood kan untuk pakai.
Kalau ni this one saya rasa kat Philippines a bit too hot to wear the hood, jadi I pakai macam the serkup betul lah.
Cap gitu lah.
Kalau sini senang. It's so cold here that you need to wear hood, 3 layers of wetsuit.
Macam nak menyelam pun tak nak menyelam sebab sejuk sangat.
Okay. Winter.
Okay, jadi cuba kita bincang pasal Kak Adiba pula. Jadi sekarang dah habis belajar, dah cuba living, dah cuba hidup di Perth. Kemana pula kita selepas ini?
I do love the environment here. It's so open compared to Singapore, satu island kecil kan.
Betul.
Sini you can roam from north to south of the continent. So kalau lah ada rezeki nak duduk sini memang nak juga. Tapi depending where, I mean I still have to return home, support my parents. So but I mean my ultimate dream is to do something where I can come up with innovative solutions to protect the environment, whether it's doing more research. So kalau ada peluang nak buat PhD pun in the future, insyaAllah may continue. Tapi of course I have to work save up more. Yeah, correct.
Bukan murah di sini.
Yeah, but yeah, that is my goal for the future. And in terms of like scuba diving, of course growing scuba cats punya community. I want to see more Muslims going out diving. Definitely I want to see more. outside of places like Malaysia and Indonesia. I mean you find many there, tapi I want the communities outside of those like Muslim majority countries to feel comfortable to go diving as well. Especially here in Perth, there's a huge diving community, but I don't see enough Muslims going out diving. So I hope they feel that they can.
Betul.
And they should.
Yeah. I mean, sebab a lot of I guess water sports mungkin Muslimah rasa macam tak accessible kan. Macam kat sini yang popularnya kita ada surfing, scuba diving, snorkeling, things like that. Tapi I think the stigma at the moment is that dia macam leceh or things like that, and then macam susah nak menjaga. Tapi sebenarnya sebab it's a community thing, memang dekat sini benda tu popular. Kalau kita nak tunjukkan kita punya representation, kita punya adanya kita dekat community tu, memang kita kena masuk industri-industri ni, hobi-hobi ni.
Take that leap of faith lah.
Betul, kena cuba.
Ya.
Okay, Kak Adiba, dalam banyak-banyak tempat diving ataupun tempat snorkeling, kat mana paling best? Cuba kita suggest yang di Perth dulu.
Di Perth. I haven't been that many places in Perth pasal I only got my scuba diving gear like late last year. Pasal mahal, so I asked my parents to send from Singapore. So throughout winter tak banyak sangat diving, but I heard the best places of course up north in Ningaloo, Shark Bay. Belum pergi lagi, but I hope before I go boleh.
Nanti ajak lah.
Boleh jom. And then kat sini I think Rottnest Island the best around there. Yeah.
Kat Rottnest Island ada banyak, you can see a lot of fish, is it? Like a lot of haiwan?
Yeah, we have really nice coral reefs also, seagrass meadows, everything. So it's pretty nice, the different sites there. So kalau pergi diving, usually if you go out on a boat, they will allow you 2 dives. So you go one side and then the next dive you go another side. So you get to see a range lah. Yeah.
Kak Adiba pernah keluar sendiri tak kalau bukan bersama dengan charter boat atau apa? Do you feel safe enough to do that? As in like just with you and a buddy?
Oh, with me and buddy. Yeah, I mean if the buddy tahu like is used to that dive site, boleh lah.
Okay, so biasanya kalau tempat yang baru tak pergi sendiri lah.
Tak pergi sendiri lah. I will try to go with a guide so that the first time I know what that site looks like.
Yeah, okay. Mahal tak guide biasanya?
Mahal. That's why I try to go pasal these club dives. They have a lot of free dives from the shore, so you can try and go for those ones to start with, you know. Because and there are a lot of clubs you can join, and kalau UWA pun ada UWA Underwater Club. And they have discounted dives, so very cheap. You can go to Rottnest Islands for about $80 for 2 dives. Yeah.
Sebab nak pergi Rottnest Island, nak beli tiket je pun dah $70 sebenarnya.
Yeah, so this one you go on the UWA punya boat.
Okay. Nanti kena buat.
There is
menarik
there.
Ada banyak opportunity. Cuba Kak Adiba rasa kalau dalam bidang sains alam sekitar ni, apa contoh pekerjaan yang boleh diceburi ataupun kerjaya yang boleh dibina daripada pelajaran yang ada tu?
Ada banyak actually. So there's sustainability management, environmental management. You boleh jadi ecologist juga. So that one more focus on the haiwan itself, or the plants or whatever in particular. Environmental site investigation. So in the mines also they need environmental advisors.
Jadi ada peluang lah untuk kerja dengan BHP.
Ada. They need you to tell them what they're doing is okay. In that sense. So I think now environment is a big thing, that it has sort of a pathway into every industry. Even environmental law is a big thing also now. Kalau nak buat environmental law, kena buat extension law degree. Lama tu. Law degree biasanya 3-4 years, is it? I think so, sama dengan normal bachelor kan, if I'm not wrong. Just that you have to take that the bar after.
Baik buat medicine kot. Sama panjang je.
I guess more freedom lah compared to medicine. You jadi doktor tak cukup freedom kot.
Betul. You can choose your own working area. Office sendiri boleh pilih nak dekat laut mana. Betul. Okay.
And also if you want to go into diving as a career pun, it's also something that's possible also. If anybody is interested in becoming an instructor, a lot of macam clubs are looking for freelance instructors, and you can travel the world because I mean on these liveaboards that I told you about, they are looking for instructors, and it doesn't matter where you're from, as long as you come and work for them. You can come from anywhere. I had a friend who Singaporean juga, she was a Melayu juga, and she did her instructor kat Thailand. And she traveled all to different, I forgot where she went, but to different countries to become an instructor. So if you like that lifestyle, the wanderlust.
Dengar tu ya penonton-penonton sekalian, kalau anda rasa macam menyelam sambil explore dunia, pergi semua negara-negara tu something yang betul. Something yang anda minat, jadi ini mungkin bidang untuk anda ceburi ataupun cuba sebagai hobi. Sebenarnya boleh je kita nak pergi bercuti sendiri ataupun kita hire dekat setiap country kan, dekat setiap negara tu kita ambil guide dekat situ. Jadi secara tak langsung kita boleh tambah lagi aktiviti yang kita buat bila kita travel ke luar negara kan. Biasanya kita pergi tengok yang dekat atas darat je, tapi ni kita boleh tengok dua benua kot, dua side of the world. Jadi boleh tengok haiwan-haiwan underwater. Tak payah nak kena tunggu pergi aquarium, sebab aquarium pun sekarang macam tak bagus kot dah sekarang.
There are benefits and
pros and
cons to aquarium. It does macam again kasih people awareness of what's under the water, but of course confining large species within aquariums of course is contentious lah.
Betul. Macam sekarang kita tengok dekat Amerika banyak SeaWorld yang dah tutup. Memang diorang tak jaga the animals
killer
at
whales
all.
and all that.
Betul. So that's something yang kita boleh consider. Tak payah tunggu pergi aquarium, kita pergi sendiri. Pergi laut je.
And it's exciting, bila you hope to see that thing and then you actually see it, that satisfaction.
Betul. Okay. Dah 40 minit kita bersiar. Ada lagi ke komen daripada penonton?
Tu yang last Saturday.
Okay. Bos. Jadi ada apa-apa cerita yang menarik yang Kak Adibah rasa tak boleh lupa? Nanti kalau dah pulang ke Singapura, cerita apa yang nak diceritakan pada orang tentang pengalaman di sini?
Di sini. Can't think of any. It's 2 years pass by so fast.
Okay. Pernah terserempak dengan shark tak? Dekat sini?
Oh, belum lagi.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Bernasib baik ya.
Yeah. But I do want to see. Probably not a great white, but maybe the smaller sharks.
Gummy sharks.
Gummy shark or bagong, whatever. Yeah. But not a big great white. I guess that's one thing macam a lot of people are afraid of here.
Betul.
The great white sharks.
Sebab possibility tu ada.
Tiger sharks, yeah. But it's very low lah, the percentage of attacks. Very rare.
Betul lah. Tapi sekarang banyak news ya. Kan kita duduk pergi pantai, banyak news. Ada shark sighting di mana-mana.
Keep clear and know what to do when you see a shark, that kind of thing. Because it's still fascinating to see them out in a while.
Until they bite you.
That's the thing, they won't bite you unless macam they're curious. So always keep low, especially for scuba divers. They have this also shark shield. So basically it gives off macam a shock if anything swims near them. So that protects them from sharks.
Yeah, also shark nets kan kat sini banyak.
Near the beaches, correct. But I would love to see a shark.
Okay, insyaAllah kita doakan dalam keadaan yang selamat. Okay, jadi terima kasih para penonton. Kita bersama tetamu kita pada malam ini, Kak Adibah, kita dah menceburi bidang industri sains alam sekitar. Kita dah berbincang tentang macam mana nak menjadi penyelam scuba. Jadi kalau ada yang terlepas mendengar di awal rancangan, jadi nak menjadi penyelam scuba ni kita akan mula dengan open water, kita mula di swimming pool kan. Jadi kita ambil open water course ya. Okay. And then lepas itu satu course, lepas tu kita akan ambil open water dive pula. Jadi dalam nak jadi penyelam scuba ni ada banyak level. Ada level kita belajar sendiri, ada level kita akan naik jadi trainer dan seterusnya. Ada full levels.
I think ramai yang confused pasal ada banyak certification bodies. So macam ada PADI, ada SSI. Kalau you tengok lah, if you go around,
I've only heard of PADI.
So PADI is the most popular one, tapi ada banyak, ada SSI. I'm under SDI, which is Scuba Diving International. So ada ada banyak juga, and sometimes people get confused kan, macam diorang ingat padi je yang terkenal, so it's the only one that can be trusted. Tapi all are actually very well
That's
well
something
known and
new.
well renowned. The only thing is macam cara you nak belajar and also which instructor you're comfortable with lah.
So
So it doesn't
sebenarnya
matter,
boleh juga shop around, boleh
Ya,
pilih lah sebenarnya.
boleh
Kita
pilih.
tak terhad kepada padi je.
Ya, betul.
Padi ni bukan padi sawah padi tu ya guys. Padi ni apa yang namanya? It's the name of the company,
Yeah, the name of the company,
diving
yeah.
tu. Yeah, so mungkin professional
Something
associate
like-
diving instructor kot. Boleh Google nanti ya. Para penonton kalau memang berminat untuk nak buat sertifikat ni, boleh buat dengan PADI ataupun SDI ataupun SSI. So ada a few options there. Jadi kita dah berbincang tentang macam mana pengalaman Kak Adiba menjalani masternya di sini. Jadi banyak research, banyak kena ambil data, banyak kena mengkaji rumput laut ni ya. Tadi kita dah tengok gambar rumput laut, benda menarik sebenarnya. Kita tak tengok setiap hari. Jadi saya ingin mengucapkan terima kasih kepada Kak Adiba kerana bersama kita malam ini. Ada apa-apa kata-kata terakhir kepada penonton?
Terakhir, thank you for listening to me. Terima kasih lah semua. Thank you Amira for inviting me to speak about this, because I don't get the opportunity much. And yeah, hope everyone feels some sort of excitement and maybe want to take up scuba diving. You can always contact me also.
Okay, ada buddy ya.
Ada buddy ya.
Okay, jadi message Kak Adibah kepada penonton semua, cubalah hobi menyelam ni, mana tahu boleh menjadi satu kerjaya ataupun ini akan membawa kepada benda-benda baru, boleh travel, boleh cuba di bawah laut ni kan. Jadi sebenarnya menyelam scuba ni tak susah, walaupun mungkin sedikit mahal, tapi ianya berbaloi kan. Berbaloi dan juga banyak benda baru yang kita boleh lihat. Memang bawah laut ni amazing kot. Memang sangat ajaib. Ya, dia punya color-color dia.
It opens up your eyes juga to like the importance of protecting the marine environment, not to overfish, that kind of thing. So you see for yourself, jadi you tahu nak you feel it in your heart that you need to protect it, you know.
Tu kalau kita tak masuk dalam alam sekitar tu, macam mana kita nak rasa nak kena jaga alam sekitar tu kan. Kita tak sedar bila kita guna plastik tu, apa semua, bila kita menyelam baru kita tengok plastik tu ada, baru kita rasa macam ya Allah, dahsyat betul ya mengguna plastik ni. Walaupun bukan kita sendiri yang buang plastik tu, tapi kita nampak impact tu sebab adanya plastik and things like that. Kita rasa bertanggungjawab lah kan untuk raise awareness tu, sebab kita ada dalam environment tu kan. Okay. Jadi terima kasih kepada para penonton. Saya pada malam ini yang menonton sudi meluangkan masa bersama Radio Melayu Perth dalam segmen personality hingga ke akhir rancangan. Saya VJ Mira bersama dengan Radio Melayu Perth memohon maaf anda terlanjur kata dan semoga kita bertemu di rancangan seterusnya. Assalamualaikum dan selamat malam. Terima kasih.